Hi. Do you want the best players on the game? Wait, do you want the best player on the game? Bet on Ronaldo, get D-Money, get all the D-Money. So you want the best players? Make sure to check out FIFAcoin.com for cheap, reliable, and 24-hour support. The safest place to get your coin. And make sure to use the code MONEY at the checkout to get yourself a cheeky discount. So let's get into the video. What's guys here, and welcome to another video on my channel. And today let's get into some Christmas cool stuff. I mean, as you can tell by the massive Christmas tree behind me, it's December, so now I can finally listen to Christmas music without being judged. I still get judged for many other things, but at least I don't get judged for, you know, having a nice little Christmas song, you know? Also, by the way, my voice is, I don't know why, but it sounds like it's just gonna die, so I do apologize about that. Not like it isn't already hard enough to understand what I say. So good luck at that one, boys. But with Futmas just around the corner, there's going to be a lot of speculation about what's going to happen, what date it's going to begin, what's going to be happening on days. Is it still going to be the same as last year? Well, let's go through everything in this video to hopefully help you guys out and what to expect. So with that said, boys, let's get straight into the video. So, Futmas, what is it? Basically, it's a promotion where EA do SBCs, packs, objectives, all that cool shit. It's kind of what it is every year. So let's start simple, shall we? So when will Futmas begin and when will it end? So in the last, since FIFA 13 that it began the Futmas promotional event, it always has began between the 14th and the 19th of December. And it typically always begins on a Friday. So if EA do follow by that, and I think they will, considering that it hasn't begun yet until it's the 2nd of December, I think that they will begin the Futmas event 99% confident that it will begin on the 14th of December. And the event always goes on until the 2nd of January. So from the 14th of December to the 2nd of January, this is going to be the Futmas promotion event. So it's about a 3-week ongoing event. So it's quite big. And throughout all this, you get promo packs, you get players, SBCs, you get probably other SBCs like kits and other packs. And of course, Christmassy themed objectives. So with that said, let's get into FIFA 17 and FIFA 18 to see what they did then. And to see if there's any correlation and what we should really expect here. So, back in FIFA 17, it began on the 16th of December. Therefore, they released 3 players with the number 16 on back of their shirts. So it started with number 16, then number 17. So they picked 3 players that had number 17 on back of their shirts, and so on and so forth until number 25, which was like Fernandinho's. There was some Modric's and Rashford's in there. There was a couple of very good players in the SBCs that you could get in this. So how they did back then was it went from pretty much day 16 to day 25, and that's how EA kind of did the entire SBCs of it. But for FIFA 18, a bit different, because we started on the 15th, so Friday yet again, and they gave us from I think it was day 30. So you start with a 30. So I think a player which had 30 in their name, or their number. So 30, 29, 28, and then the next day is 27. 26, 25. So each player has that at the back of their shirt. So it went down each number until number 1, which is the goalkeeper. So that's how EA did it last year. And these players included like a Musa, a Nangolan, Buffon, Koscielny. To be fair, this wasn't really that memorable. I think there was an Ibra in there as well. Actually, I think there was. But there was a lot of players in there that wasn't amazing. To be fair, I never really saw any Futmas cards after the first week of them being released. So that is what EA did last year and the year before that. So for this year, what do you think they may do? For me, knowing EA, I would not be surprised if they do the same thing and they go from, you know, number 30 to number 1. So each day goes 30, 29, 28, and so on and so forth. Knowing EA, I would not be surprised. The only thing that can make it even better is if EA pick the right players. So for example, this is a prediction by someone called Foot Trader J, and this is his predictions for the players that we could potentially see in these SBCs. Now, some of these I doubt will get most of these. So each card you see here could be one potentially. Maybe because most of these aren't even that insane. Like, people like Rabiot isn't that that OP. It'd be a nice little boost, but it won't be like game breaking. Neither would Loftus-Cheek, a Callum Wilson. That'd be really cool. Mendy would be really nice to have. So there's a lot of potential for these players getting, in fact, a new Futmas card. I think the odds of there being like a Callum Wilson or something like that is quite high, and of course this gives a lot of people some excitement for some new players on the market. Let me know down below in the comments, guys, which player do you want to see the most in the Futmas promotion? Do you think it'll be like who's a really good player to get, like a Fred's a common used player. Kondogbia would also be a very good card. So this is a prediction by another person. Let's get into another one, which goes by the name of, does it say the name on it? It actually doesn't. Okay, don't know where I got this from, but this has some more players like Aubameyang in there, Alex Telles, that'd be cool, that Immobile, Welbeck, there was Van Dijk. I doubt it'd be a Van Dijk, I think that'd be a bit too OP, but there's some decent shouts there, like Alejandro Gomez, Ousmane Dembele. So there's a lot of players there which you can look at and think, you know what, I can imagine them being in this promotion. So this is by far one of the most exciting things about this entire event, because the possibilities of what player you get the next day is literally random. The main thing though is that we've got to pray that EA just don't mess up and don't just get it leaked everywhere, because it just kind of ruins the entire anticipation of everything. Which, knowing EA, they probably will get it leaked somehow. I don't know how they will, but they will. And including with Futmas, this will also make another crash in the market, meaning that your Neymars, your Ronaldos, your Mbappes, so on and so forth, they will therefore drop in price, because this is another, after Black Friday, it's another kind of dip in the market for everyone in the game, because of course there's more cards being packed because of the Christmas noobs. There'd be a lot more kids in the world, and just just people getting the game for Christmas, that there'd be a lot more people in the game now on their console. So especially if you're on PlayStation 4, you will be getting a lot more people, because that market alone is already insane. It's like double, twice the size, 3 times the size of Xbox. Like right now on Xbox it's like 1.2 million right now. This is middle on Sunday. This is like, what time? It's 12:30 on Sunday, guys. So this is 1.2. If I go into a Twitch stream and I find something on PlayStation 4, I guarantee that their chance market will be at least on like 2.5, 3 million, something like that. It's insane. Which of course is better for snipers out there. Now another thing to do as well, guys, is of course to try and stock up on 83s, 84s. After the entire Black Friday event, every single 84, like, you remember Kagura? It was worth like a K before the Black Friday SBCs. Then guess what? He rose to like 4,000 or 5,000 coins because of the SBCs. So the same thing will happen this year. If you invest into a bunch of Kaguras or just 83, 84 players, they will rise up in price. Try not to go for goalkeepers though, because goalkeepers, there's a lot of them that's high rated. But go for like, you know, left mids, centre mids, cams, strikers, left backs and right backs are very good as well, because there's typically always a 4-back formation. So that's what I'll say. Centre backs are also very good as well. Just people like that. So people like Marquinhos, PSG centre back. There's probably Albiol. Albiol? I just spell his name. Albiol. Wait, A-L? Yeah, I can spell. This guy, Spanish, in a Serie A, good links. So let's just look at Kagawa, because of course he's a very good player to get, because he has links with Bundesliga Player of the Month as well. So each month he'll be needed for that one. So he's a very safe bet to go with. So how much is he now? So has he dropped down or not? He has now started to drop down now. He's now worth like a K and a half, which is still really good for him, because he was worth about less than a K the entire time. Then in that entire weekend, it was worth about 3.5K, 4,000 coins throughout the Black Friday event. So people like him, good players to look out for, either rise or triple in price around the Futmas period for some of these SBCs. So if you have a lot of coins in your club, you know, a few 100,000 coins, I don't know if you do, but if you do, feel free to invest and just get a bunch of these guys in. Try and get like 5 for each player. Don't just stock up on just one card, because you may miss out because of requirements or whatever. Because last year, Futmas just wasn't really the same. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I look back in it, it didn't feel right. The SBCs and just the entire feel around it. I would love if EA just did something simple, like aesthetically. Imagine if like the screen here was white with like, you know, snow on the bottom, some like Christmas tree in the background. I don't even know. Just do something, like even just the menus, a menu change, menu color scheme change, anything like that, man, to EA. I think they'll make it a lot more memorable, because visually it's so important to aspect of the game. Now we all know, Christmas or not, we are still gonna be pissed off in this game for champions. But hey, it is what it is with this game. So lads, let me know your thoughts. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and let me know which card do you want to see
see the most in a Futmas SBC. And we're praying that EA may throw in something new in there, like a new SBC, like a new tournament that you could get a player through that, like a team of season 1, like back in FIFA 17. So let's say that we can always pray that EA could think of something new. So yeah, we're gonna start on the 14th of December and finish on the 2nd of January for this Futmas event. So look forward to it, boys. I'll see you then, and I'll be making videos during the entirety of it to help you guys out. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Vizeh. I'll see you next time.